Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the Pocket Razors channel. Today, we're going to have a little fun with the Spyderco. In particular, we're going to have a little fun with the Spyderco Shaman. And we're going to check out the OCD-4-EDC CME and attempt to do a little first-time installation on this bad boy. If you're not familiar with the OCD-4-EDC, check them out. Also, check out their Spyderco. Been a fan for a long time. And just saying, don't forget to throw a comment down in the comments on this video. Throw in a little hashtag OCD-4-EDC in there. And you never know what might pop up. So let's get into this. Today, we're going to take a look at the CME. This is one I bought a while back. And the plan has been to do a little spa treatment on this Shaman. And quite honestly, life just hasn't allowed for that to happen yet. And got a very, very, very good friend of the channel, Mr. Rory Calhoun, that has been patiently waiting for me to get time to do this CME install for the first time. And going to go ahead and get this thing on here, even though we don't have time to do the full spa treatment on the Shaman. And or at the very least, we're going to attempt to do it. I have reviewed the installation videos that OCD-4-EDC has provided. Plus, they've also included all the good stuff in here. Obviously, look at that. We got us a Bonjour Bitches patch that came along with that. Very cool. Thank you very much. We've got some alcohol prep pads that they've included. Little CA glue or super glue. Some instructions. And then here is the CME. Right here. See if we can get a good shot of that. This is the carbon fiber CME in the black that I ordered in. You can see this has got the relief cut on the back for the Shaman. And then you can see the little lip in there that's going to rest on. This is where we're going to install that bad boy. Right in here. And give you a look at the old instructions here. Done a nice job of giving us some written instructions. You can get that up there without shaking like crazy. Give you a chance to check that out if you like. But pretty straightforward, really. Mainly want to make sure that we test fit it and hold that thing up in here. It does say we want to use a spacer on there, and which is the included card. But this thing's going to end up going right in there. If we can get that to focus for us a little bit. Yeah, let's see if we can get that a little bit better for you. There we go. Sorry, made it shake there, but okay, so we've got that. It's going to definitely need to make sure it sets down in there. But per the instructions, per the video, basically says to go ahead and clean this thing up really good. I am going to throw just a touch of blue tape down here on the scales. I tend to sometimes fight a little bit of squeeze out when it comes to CA glue, and I know that it can be cleaned up, but I'm just used to kind of masking stuff off whenever it makes sense. Going to give us just a little added protection down in that area where we may want to dribble or spill some if we get a little bit crazy here. But let's get this thing, let's see if this needs to be opened up or not first. Get that ready. Looks like we do need to do a little snippy. So let's do that really quick. Get this guy loaded up and ready for action. Alrighty. And of course we got a little squeeze out coming out there. And we'll go ahead and clean that up a little bit really quick with our alcohol wipe. Get that off there. They did give a couple of these prep pads here, which is always nice. Have a few more handy in case we do need them. We just clean that off of there just real quick. And there we go. Might need a little bit better cleaning than that, but we will circle back to that. We're not in the middle of doing this. So it does say to go ahead and clean both surfaces really well with the alcohol prep pad. So we'll get in here and give that a good scrub. Make sure everything's nice and clean in there. Very good. Come in on the back side of this CME and clean that mounting surface up. Kind of got that little shoulder up in there. Try to make sure we get in there good. You guys might get a kick out of this. You ever seen a guy with bare paws trying to install small stuff? Sometimes it works out. A lot of times it turns into an adventure. But we're all about that adventure here on the Pocket Razors channel. At least EDC adventures. Alrighty, so just going to let that stuff flash off just a little bit. Set that down in there. Make sure we're flashing off all right there. And then we're going to come in and instructions say that you use about 2 to 3 drops. And we'll try to keep it right about in there. I'm telling you, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to try to just spread it a little bit more. I'm going to try to add any. I do tend to sometimes get a little heavy-handed on this stuff, and that's where cleanup can become a bear. Get that set out of the way here. And then we are going to come in here. It did say to use the instruction cards. It's a little bit of a shim. I'm going to try to get that down in here. That tape I have in there might also act as a little bit of a shim. And I think we'll get it in here and try to shim it back in just a second. Get that started in here. It looks like I've already got squeeze out like crazy coming, so it's almost guaranteed that we're going to need to have a little cleanup on the back end of this thing. But essentially just says to make sure it registers in there. I found when I did the pre-fit on it, just a little bit earlier when I was checking it out, that it liked that position right about there the best. And so just kind of holding it in place, giving that a chance for that to take. We got nice movement on our spacer. And then basically it's just saying give this guy about 8 to 10 hours, if memory serves me right. About 8 to 10 hours. Give it a chance for that to set up before you use it. And I'm going to try to use some good judgment here and do exactly that. And so we'll circle back in about 8 to 10 hours after this has had a chance to cure up a little bit, and we'll give it a shot. We'll check back with you in a few. All right, everybody. So a few as in 8 to 10 hours, a few turned into a few as into a few days, but we are back here, and we are going to take a look at the completed CME install and give you a look at this. I did have some squeeze out. We're going to get to that in just a second. I did clean up a little bit of it already, but it is sitting on there nice. I have had a chance to play with it just a little bit and very happy with the operation of it. Works very nice. And now you're not struggling to get in there, and you can get that thing dropped and get her open and closed in a nice hurry. Does feel like maybe the detent is dragging just a bit more than it was. I'm not 100% positive, but I think possibly this back edge maybe is catching in here just a little bit. The plan in the Shaman is to hopefully here pretty quick and do the rest of the spa day on it and tear it apart. So at risk of messing up the scales there, I figured once I take it apart, I'll get in there and kind of clean that up a little bit. But all in all, really liking it. I have not carried it yet, just played around with it on the bench here. And kind of show you basically what I did to clean up a little bit. Like I said, I did have a little bit of squeeze out up here. It was mostly down in this area. Kind of see where it's a little bit darker right there. See if we can get that, just a little bit of that stain. And I just basically took, got into the old toolbox. Don't tell mama. And come on, guys. You know you do it too. These things are great when you need to do some fine, delicate sanding on there. But able to get in there and just kind of sand that up, clean that spill out just a little bit. Cool thing about this carbon fiber material and the way Justin's milled this is it just kind of fits right in. And believe it or not, as crappy as that looks at the moment, we're going to wipe that right up. There was a little bit on the face. I took care of that first. I wanted to make sure I get that cleaned up. And when I wipe that away, you can see that face is already super nice and clean. So let's finish this up really quick. I always keep these little alcohol prep pads around. Cheap, get them off Amazon. They're great for just cleaning up stuff, super quick and easy. And just wipe that up, a little bit of alcohol right in there. And let that flash off a second. Give a little bit of help here with our Junkin' Genius Hank that we always keep at least one of them around here. And kind of clean that up nice. Just give her a wipe off there. And you can see where we're kind of sanding on that top a little bit. It'll clean up. And probably what I'll do is, like I said, on spa day, I'm going to come in on the back side. We can get in there, kind of right in this area. Right here. I think what I'll do is when I have that scale off of there, I'm just going to come in and clean that up just a touch right there and probably finish up the top just a little bit more. But as you can see, just a touch of sanding on there. Probably what I'll do to finish it up is go to a finer grit. And you can see that most of that residue is going to flash right off of there. So all in all, I'm very impressed. CME install, like I said, with the bear paws, and I don't have a great success record without having squeeze out issues and stuff when I'm using CA glues, especially on small objects like this. But overall, I don't feel like I screwed it up too awful bad. Real happy with the product, with the install, and excited to get this thing in the pocket and give it a carry for a few days and kind of get used to that compression lock. And more importantly, get used to that compression lock with that CME, compression made easy on there. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate you coming up with this. I can tell you I'm already a fan. And if you guys haven't already had a chance to check them out, get over there to OCD-4-EDC.com and go grab you a CME. Give it a try. I think you'll really enjoy it. Have a great day. Peace out.